Today we're going to be starting in on the truck that I bought. Okay, I realized I should probably preface this with I don't know anything about trucks. This is my first truck I've ever had. I've done a lot of work on cars, so I probably shouldn't have bought it, but I bought a truck for Copart and it has some issues. Roll footage. I'm over here in Anthony, Texas at the El Paso Copart. Just about to pick up my first Copart car. It's actually a truck, a little 98 Ford Ranger. Probably paid too much for it. I won it for $950. Got rear-ended or hit in the side on the back. It doesn't look too bad, but the bed's probably toast. Anyway, I won it for $950. Then I realized that with the fees and everything, that comes out to like $1,500. So I probably way overpaid for this thing. But whatever, we're gonna make the best of it. And they should be bringing it out soon. So let's see what happens. This place has kind of been a pain, the whole process, but I'm finally getting the truck pulled out here, and hopefully the tow truck will show up to tow it over to my house pretty soon. They're supposed to be here already, so we'll see where they are. I got it home and we already knew that it was hit in the back, but when I tried to drive it, it's got some grinding going on. So there's either something wrong with the rear axle, the differential, or hopefully it's just the brakes that got messed up on the side that it got hit on. But there's definitely some grinding going on. So today I'm gonna try to get it here in the garage because it's cold and dark outside, and start taking it apart and see what's wrong with it. So hopefully we can get it jacked up, get the wheels off, and see where the noise is coming from and try to figure out what it might be. We might also try to get the bed of the truck off since it is pretty beat up. So that's my goal, but first I have to clean up the garage so I can fit it in here because I make a mess of everything. Well, this is it. I'm gonna show you the truck, do a quick walk around, and then we'll get started on it. So this is the truck. It is a 1998 Ford Ranger XLT Supercab 4-wheel drive. It's got 150,000 miles on it, and was in a rear end accident. Somebody came and hit me right in the back there. So I probably paid too much for this. I won at the auction for $950, but with all the fees and stuff from Copart, it actually ended up coming out to about almost $1,500. So for $1,500 in some places you can get a pretty decent little truck like this, just used without any damage or anything. But it is what it is. I clicked the button, hit it, and then realized how the fees were gonna jack up the price a lot. So I thought for $1,000 it'd be a pretty good buy. $1,500, not so much, but we're gonna work with it. I've got a $2,000 budget that I'm working on, and besides the $1,500 that I bought it for and the fees, I did have to spend $100 to get it towed to my house. So I actually put it on my insurance, and then they covered some of the towing fee. So I just had to pay the additional fee that they didn't cover. So I got it here. Out of my $1,500, I've already spent, or out of my $2,000, I've already spent $1,600. So let's walk around and see what it needs to be done and what's included. So first things first was this front tire here. It was flat. It was actually this one over here. So I pulled that off. It looks like it's not damaged. It was just flat. The seal got broken when they got hit, I'm guessing. So they hit that side, and then I think the front kind of spun around this way and broke the seal on the tire. So it was flat. I pulled that off and put the spare on. It did have a good spare underneath. So I put that on. Hopefully I can just air this thing up. I haven't messed with it, but hopefully I can just air it up and have a good tire again. So like I said, the main damage is back here. Obviously the bed is pretty bad. You can't really see it, but down there you can see where it's bent. From what I can tell, I don't think the actual frame is damaged or bent. I think it just got the bed of the truck. It's kind of hard to tell. I do think that maybe the rear axle got pushed over a little bit. I'm pretty sure the alignment's off. I did drive it a tiny bit. I was gonna have to replace this light back here. So I did drive it a tiny bit, just kind of pulling it around the neighborhood once I got that wheel on. and there's some grinding going on. That's the biggest concern. And then it kind of wobbles around a bit. So I'm pretty sure we need a front alignment. That's easy to do, as long as nothing's bent down there. And then I think the rear axle kind of got knocked out, which we'll either bang out or, you know, figure out some way to fix that. The inside, it's kind of dark in here, you can't really see very well, but the inside is super clean. This is a retired Navy guy's truck. The maintenance is meticulous. I mean, we got service done on it a few months ago. So the oil's good, transmission fluid's good, everything's clean, AC works, it purrs like a kitten, so it runs really well for what it is. So it's really just this damage that I'm worried about, and the main thing that I'm worried about is the grinding, which my suspicions, I mean, it's one of three things, or hopefully only one. Either getting hit right here, like messed up the differential down there and like screwed it up. Inside, messed up the gears. Something's wrong with the axle and the whole thing needs to be replaced, or it just messed up the drum brakes. It's got drum brakes in here, which are annoying. I hate drum brakes, but I'm hoping just that the impact messed up the drum brakes in there and that they're knocked off and kind of rubbing around. So I've driven it in 2-wheel, 4-wheel high, and 4-wheel low, and it seems like it's the same in all of them. They do all work. It's just got that grinding. So my goal today is to probably get the truck bed off and jack it up and figure out where that grinding is coming from. If it's from the drum brake, if it's from the axle, the differential, where it's coming from, and try to figure out what it is so I can see how much I'm going to have to do to fix it. Then once that's good and it's drivable, I'll probably either try to bend this out, see if it's salvageable, if I can use it and it'll just be ugly, and then get another light in here so it's street legal, or just leave the bed off and maybe put the bumper back on with some screw-on lights on the back, so that again I can get it legal and drivable and get this thing back on the road. So that's where we're at. Let's start taking it apart. I don't know how to get this bed off. A little while into it, I was able to get the truck bed liner out. Should have been easy, but since you were all bent up on this side, it was kind of jammed in there. And I just finished getting the bolts out of the bed. I believe that's most of what holds it on there. I don't really know, so I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything else. I got this light out and ran the wire down, so it's not gonna get pulled off. This was the one that gave me the most trouble. So it's right here. Boop. Really the most impact. You can see where it ate into the bed itself and bent the head on here. So I used my handy dandy super power breaker bar, hammer, crowbar, and my little impact. I was able to get it off. So as far as I know, I don't know if there's anything else that holds the bed on, but I'll take a look around and see what we figure out. So that was fun. Got the bed off, and let's take a look. So you can definitely see the back frame is bent. Comes here and then whoop, bends. So it's definitely a lot easier to see now that the bed is off, but it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's definitely bent, but it doesn't look like anything's folded on the frame. I mean, right here, I guess that looks like it's bent up some. I guess this is where the frame was glued on or something before, and so that's when I was looking underneath it, that was what was off. Is that not the frame, the bed of the truck wasn't quite sitting right. It's kind of bent over here. So there's some work to be done. I don't think I mentioned it in the other clip I took, but I think I found the grinding. So I think the drive shaft there is rubbing against my gas tank bracket support thing. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to bend these frames back. I just don't know. I mean, I don't know. A quick update on where we are at. So to get it drivable, I'm pretty sure the grinding is just coming from down here the drive axle was rubbing on there. So I am just took down the drive axle, disconnected it from the rear axle, or drive shaft. Disconnected the drive shaft from the rear axle, and it's just rubbing on this gas support bracket on the little bumps out. So I'm cutting those off. That way it won't be rubbing anymore, and we can at least drive it around until we figure out how to get the frame straightened out, or if we're gonna do that.
Thank you for sticking around and watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when the next video comes out, as I keep working to get this truck up and running again. I've also got videos coming out about the other projects in and around the house, so keep an eye out for those. And let me know if you have any ideas for videos you would like to see me make a video on. Thanks for watching.